So thank you all, and a big thank you to Mike and his team, because the fact that 6 people put on these conferences over and over again and bring us all together is extraordinary. So a round of applause to Mike, seriously. And thank you for giving me the slides. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So GoFly Prize. The GoFly Prize, our grand sponsor is Boeing. It is a 2-year, $2 million international incentive competition where we have invited the entire world's designers and builders and engineers to build a personal flying device that is safe and quiet and ultra compact and able to take one person 20 miles without refueling or recharging. We launched the competition on September 26th, and we already have over 1,700 innovators building their personal flying devices from 81 countries across 6 continents. And so this is truly a global endeavor where people are building and working together. GoFly has our grand sponsor of Boeing, but we are also supported by 21 different organizational partners who help us. And obviously, first on that list, we have AHS. Last week, we were at the AIAA conference, and we are thrilled to be supported and helped by all of our organizational partners. So the GoFly Challenge is not only a challenge to build a personal flying device, but it is also, in a sense, an incubator for transformative new technology and transformative new companies. And to that end, we have a very robust master and mentor platform. Masters provide global webinars to all of the teams on the subjects of their expertise. And when one-on-one help is needed for our teams, we have a full slate of mentors. These are just some of our masters and mentors. We have about 100 right now working directly with the teams. They include the current head of DARPA, the longest-serving head of DARPA, the CTO of Boeing, the former chief engineer of Lockheed Skunk Works, the head of innovation at Sikorsky, and on and on and on. And our engineers and our builders and our 1,700 innovators have the ability to learn from the absolute best and brightest out there. So where are we right now? GoFly is divided into 3 different phases. We are in phase 1, where we award 10 prizes of $20,000 each. That is based on a paper technical submission. Those prizes will be awarded in May. Those submissions are due April 18th. After that, we go into a demonstrator phase, and then everything culminates in October of 2019 in a final fly-off event. Important thing to note, you do not need to win a phase 1 prize in order to continue on to phase 2. Neither do you need to win phase 2 in order to continue on to the final fly-off. All are welcome to participate, and as we all know, it's the day in and the day out perseverance that eventually leads to success. So, we have the 1,700 innovators. We also have innovators and teams from, at this point, around 90 different universities. And then we have about 500 teams on top of that are not university-based. These are just some of our universities involved in North America and internationally. And this is, they call this the money shot. How do you win? You win based on safety, size, noise, and speed. What the design looks like and how it works is up to all of the teams. We do not care if you step on it, you get into it, you strap it on. It just has to meet our thresholds for safety, size, noise, and speed. And to that extent, it truly is a broad white space for innovation, and it is very much a personal flying device. We are talking the stuff of your dreams. When you were 7 and you wanted to fly, that's what we're asking people to build. So, how can I become involved? How can you all become involved? There are 3 primary ways. Become a team. Compete and win the $2 million in prizes. We would love to have you. As I said, phase 1 submissions are due April 18th. The second way, how can I become involved? Be a mentor. With over 1,700 innovators, we need a whole lot of mentors. So if you're interested in giving back to the best and the brightest of this current generation and the future generation, we'd love to have you, and I can show you how to do that as well. And the third opportunity for AHS members is to be a judge. We are about to have the judging for all of the submissions come in, and we have many people applying to be judges, and if you are interested in that, it is a paid position as well. Feel free to speak to me. Feel free to speak with me about all of these things, but if you want specific information, you can go to our website, goflyprize.com or herox.com/gofly. On the bottom panels over here, you see overview, guidelines, schedule, documents on the tabs. Overview and guidelines provide for where all of the technical rules can be found. Everything that you need to know. Documents, schedule, self-explanatory, everything you'll need to know there. Advisors lists a lot of our masters and our mentors, our partners, Boeing and all of AHS and all of our other partners. Be a mentor. If you click on Be a Mentor, that's all you'll need to do for forms in terms of becoming a mentor. And then that big Accept Challenge button on top in the blue is how you would come and be an innovator and form a team. So we invite you all to participate. If you want to reach me, you can send me an email at my last name, Lighther, Lightr, at goflyprize.com. If you forget that, info@goflyprize.com. It will get to us and the team. And if you forget that as well, speak to Mike, because at this point I think he knows my social security number. So he can get in touch with me for whatever you need. So we invite you, form a team, be a mentor, come help us with judging, and thank you very much.
Okay, so first of all, it takes a village to put on an event like this. So our San Francisco Bay Area chapter members and other AHS members have just done a fantastic job of putting this event together. And also thanks to our sponsors who, because of their sponsorship, we were able to keep this two-day workshop priced very low and hopefully provide you with a great time. And Uber and Ricardo also helped to organize the panels and the speakers. So it's been a great opportunity to work with everybody. The bumper sticker there at the bottom is the name of basically the name of the talk is Get Involved and Help Shape the Future. And it's the bumper sticker for every single one of these slides, because I was looking for a bumper sticker for the, to what to say about each slide, and a little mistake there. But anyway, it's really what this whole thing is about and what each of these slides are. So George Bernard Shaw, reasonable man, or human today, adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable person. So we have to do the impossible and not accept that what we've been doing for 100 years is the only way to do things. AHS, so we don't have a technical committee for rotors. We don't have a technical community for engines or transmissions or drive shafts. We have technical disciplines, things like aerodynamics and acoustics and propulsion structures. So every single one of our 21 technical committees is an opportunity for you guys to get involved, join the committees, work with the committees, and help us to shape the future. As I mentioned yesterday, we now have a incubator team, an integrating technical team, or ITT, for electric VTOL, which Dr. Anubhav Datta, raise your hand, Anubhav, where'd you go? Oh, he's standing in the back. Okay, so we're looking for people to get involved with AHS and help move this forward. We have lots of conferences. So in addition to this workshop and the conference this week, you can see the flavor of some of the other events that we had last year or this year and next year. So the next big electric VTOL get-together that AHS is sponsoring is Forum 74. We have a session of technical papers. We have two sessions on, a session of electric VTOL technical papers, and two other ones are on advanced vertical flight. A whole day of briefings and panels on electric VTOL, and we're also going to have a short course on electric VTOL. So that's the next big milestone in our calendar. Actually, that's the second big milestone in our calendar. The first one is Uber scheduled their summit the week before. So for those people doing a Western time zone, Pacific time zone tour, you can go to Uber, Elevate, Summit the week before, and then the forum in Phoenix. And then as mentioned before, the next electric VTOL symposium, the replacement for name for the TVF workshop, will be in Phoenix. I think it's actually in Mesa in January. So about the annual forum, so 250 papers, about 50 panelists, about 70 exhibitors, covering the whole gamut of vertical flight, from MAVs, helicopters, tilt rotors, electric VTOL. So you guys should definitely plan to be there. And it's, we have engineers, scientists, and leaders from industry, academia, and government from around the world. So it's really the mecca of vertical flight. I showed this slide before, so we have Vertiflight magazine. That's been the name since like 1956 or something like that. So it's vertical flight, it's not helicopter flight, it's not Helicopter International. It's Vertiflight, the magazine of AHS, the Vertical Flight Technical Society. If you're into social media, Facebook, Twitter, we pump out a lot of news on what's going on. We have our eVTOL news website, which has the 50 aircraft, the 50 different eVTOL aircraft, all kind of summarized of what they are, as well as news and articles and all that's available to the public. Some other links there, and you can see the VTOL.org has TVF. It has the information about the past and future workshops. And then the working groups. We had briefings of those yesterday. And they all need help. We want to refine the documents that they're working on and the report. So get involved and help shape the future. It's not just AHS. We are passionate. We're zealous about vertical flight. So that's our specialty, is things that spin and generate lift or thrust. And so we are maniacal about vertical flight technology, advancing vertical flight, and we have as you can see, a big thrust, a big focus on electric VTOL. And these are my summaries of the different organizations, but AIAA, all of aerospace and technology. They're also big into electric flight, focused a bit more on eCTOL, and I think both communities, the eCTOL and eVTOL, they need each other because they're going to both help blaze a future. We have a talk after this on standards from Gamma and ASTM. AUVSI, we're trying to bring them along also to expand their vision from unmanned systems to autonomous systems. CAFE, focused on green aviation. HAI, helicopter operations. We're going to do something at Heli Expo to try and start telling the operators that electric vertical flight is really coming. And IEEE, SAE, everybody has a role to play. So we all need to work together to be successful. So with that, I'm now, going to introduce Mark D'Angelo, SAE, so that's number 3. And he's going to say a few brief words about the work that SAE does on electric aircraft. Mark, where'd you go? There you are.
And thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here at AHS, putting on a wonderful conference here, a workshop. So my name is Mark D'Angelo. I'm with SAE International. I'm an aerospace engineer, also a private pilot. SAE International is a global body of scientists, engineers, practitioners that advances the self-propelled vehicles and system knowledge in a neutral forum for the benefit of society. We are a nonprofit, non-lobbying technical organization with over 138,000 members, over 100 countries. We are celebrating our 101-year anniversary of the first aerospace standard this month. And SAE brings a unique strength of engineering knowledge in both ground vehicles and also aerospace vehicles. Both industries are working on, all of the topics that you have all heard, connected vehicles, batteries, fuel cells, crashworthiness, autonomy, electrification, stability and control, etc. So today I'm going to introduce the Electric Aircraft Steering Group and advance this forward. The Electric Aircraft Steering Group, which I'll refer to as EASG, identifies, landscapes, and coordinates the various standardization activities necessary to support both full electric and more electric aircraft applications at the top level, the aircraft program level, the subsystems, and also the components, and also, all the supporting infrastructure for that aircraft as well. So both on board and off board. Our next meeting is in April in Germany, and we have monthly meetings over a WebEx, so online and over the phone. So the group has put together, its scope includes these 13 various topics, which I show you here on the screen. I'll give you a moment to look at those, and if you have any questions on any of those particular topics, feel free to come talk to me. Each of these topics are then further broken down into subtopics and all the detail levels below this, but these are like the high-level topics that the EASG addresses. So right now, EASG is coordinating new standards developments in the following areas. I listed them here, and this is probably not exhaustive, but these are probably the most pertinent right now. Across many different standards committees, they're adding provisions for more electric aircraft and electric aircraft into existing standards as they are revised and through the standards process. And below, you can see a list of various topics, and in parentheses, I've included a standards committee that is looking at those topics. So the EASG, you could think of it as the the aircraft program level group of experts, and then they delegate work and they coordinate standards work across the various more specialized technical committees. And they're not just looking at just SAE committees, they're looking at all technical committees, even from other organizations as well. So some of these topics, as were mentioned throughout the workshop this week. And here are some examples of electric aircraft and more electric aircraft documents. And there's more in the pipeline. The top 3 are published, and then the bottom 5 are works in progress. And then just to wrap this up, EASG was started in 2015. It's been making steady progress. We are developing some strategy and key topics, identifying gaps in standards and guidance documents. We're engaging with stakeholders, and we're supporting parts 23, 25, 27, 29, engines, APUs. We have working relationships with Gamma and ASTM, and we're delegating new standards works. And I also want to mention that the SAE AE7 committee is having a high voltage workshop in March. Registration is complimentary, so if you can make it up to Everett, Washington, please do so. I think you'll find the workshop valuable because high voltage is an important topic for electric aircraft. We're looking to standardize those voltages and address key considerations with electric voltage, or high voltage and high power. So I put the link there. Registration and meeting information is online. So thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to come talk to me. Thank you.
All right, so the communities, this is part of the same set of slides. And there are several communities that come to mind here. Mike had asked me to talk about those. One is the Transformative Flight, which is now called an IOC. It used to be a program committee. This Integrated Outreach Committee thing is sort of a new name. We're not used to that yet. Transformative flight, we talked a lot about transformative in general earlier today, and that is sort of all of these things combined. It isn't necessarily electric propulsion, it's distributed propulsion. It could be applied to many things. I would have to give a lot of credit to Mark Moore. I don't see if he's still here now, but for a lot of the driving effort for this. Currently, it's chaired by Michael Patterson, who is from NASA. He is rotating out. The last meeting he was chairing was just last week. The new chair, it's Virginia, I believe, and I don't remember her last name. What? Yes, it is. Yes, Stouffer, yeah. Okay, the Aircraft Electric Propulsion Power Working Group. This is a working group that is not yet any kind of committee. Chair of Marty Bradley. I'm not sure if he's here today or not, but this is looking for synergies in electrical technologies, trying to get together batteries. It's been organizing some courses. They're looking for us let's see, Cincinnati, Ohio is going to be a program, Power and Energy, in 12 to 13 July. So this symposium will come right after Power and Energy. Next page here, we have Electric Propulsion Technical Committee. These guys, they sit with power and energy. So I don't know much about them. I have never attended one of their meetings, but they do not only electric propulsion, but they also look at things like all of the electrical systems you'd find in aircraft. This chair, Rostislav Spektor, I've never met him. I don't know him if he's here today or not either. And then this last one is the one that I currently chair. And we're interested in kind of keeping track of or watching closely all of these technologies that could affect GA in the future. Things, both electric propulsion, any of these things to do with controls or things of this sort, aircraft quality, handling qualities, and anything that can affect the efficacy of GA going forward. We have actually scored a spot for a Forum 360 in Aviation 2018, looking at the synergies between unmanned aerial systems and GA. And if you have any questions, you can hunt me down. I'll be right around here. Okay. Thanks.